Things are still falling apart for William Ruto and his team. I want us to have a look at a very interesting story that has been making headlines. There is an African Union summit that has been going on, and it was expected that William Ruto was going to attend that event because he's the African Union champion for internal reforms. But he boycotted that event. And Kenyans have been asking so many questions why Ruto skipped that event. I want us to dig deep into that story for Kenyans to understand clearly what's happening here. Let's have a look at that event as shared out by African Union through their website. The African Union will convene the 6th media coordination meeting that brings together the African Union, the regional economic communities, the regional mechanisms, and the African Union member states on the 21st July 2024. That was yesterday in Accra, Ghana. The meeting will be convened under the AU theme of the year 2024 on education, Educate and Skill Africa for the 21st century. The meeting will be preceded by the 45th ordinary session of the Executive Council, which will take place from the 18th to 19th of July 2024. So the first summit meeting, 18th to 19th, Ruto skipped that. And then also yesterday, he also skipped the one that was to happen yesterday. And we know William Ruto is the African Union champion for internal reforms. So his presence there was much needed. What's happening here, ladies and gentlemen? If you're watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Let's proceed. Why did William Ruto skip that event? I know there might be so many reasons why he skipped that event, but I'll talk of two main reasons why he boycotted that event. The first reason, the fear of unknown back in the country in the event he leaves the country. Ruto fears that maybe he can be toppled or he can be declared persona non grata if he leaves the country. And he's doing that because Gen Zs have really scared Ruto. Upon Gen Zs storming and occupying parliament, Ruto has never been himself as from that day. He fears a lot. He thinks that if he leaves, he might be declared persona non grata in the country. And that's something we saw when Haitian Prime Minister Ariel Henry visited Kenya. He was declared persona non grata in Haiti. And that's how his rule ended. Ruto fears something similar to that. So that's why he skipped that event in Accra. And for those who have been keenly following William Ruto, since the protest started, he has not left the country. So it's very clear William Ruto is really struggling to be in the country, going on how he has been traveling abroad. The second reason, William Ruto fears the embarrassment. Gen Zs have really brought William Ruto serious shame and embarrassment continentally and even internationally. William Ruto has been very loud and he has been projecting himself as a know-it-all kind of a leader. And at one point, he was trying to fashion himself as the spokesperson for Africa. So he has been very loud. I strongly believe he skipped that Accra event because of that embarrassment. He has been making a lot of noise, but back at home, his people don't want him. He's not delivering. He has no solution. So he fears that embarrassment from his colleague presidents and leaders across Africa. So what does that portend for him and for Kenya? William Ruto skipping that event in itself is going to make him lose respect continentally and even internationally. His rating has come down, and I don't think AU might consider him for another post in future because he is not reliable. He's not performing. So that has really dented his image continentally and internationally. And that will work against him in future in the event another position arises. And that can also trim William Ruto's influence in Africa and internationally. And then secondly, Kenya, we are now not being taken seriously, courtesy to William Ruto. Our rating as a country is being brought down because of Ruto. And as long as William Ruto remains the president, then our country might be shoved aside when serious issues are being discussed, simply because of one individual called William Ruto. So that augurs very badly on him as a person, and it also augurs very badly on Kenya as a country. Will not be considered for some of these posts simply because of William Samoei Ruto. And one lesson I know William Ruto has learned from what has been happening in the country, William Ruto is coming to terms with the reality that before you find a solution to the world or to the continent, first of all, fix your issues back at home. William Ruto in the past 2 years has been behaving as if Kenyans were not very much important. He was disregarding what Kenyans have been saying. Kenyans have been warning him against taking debts. Kenyans have been warning him against these endless trips abroad, which have been yielding no fruits. Kenyans have been telling William Ruto to put Kenya first before he thinks of Africa or before he thinks of the outside world. But Ruto has been deaf and blind. And with the Gen Z's protest now going on, William Ruto is now coming to terms with the reality that before he pretends to be having a solution to Africa or to the world, he must first of all fix the problems in the country. So William Ruto has really learned or seen how powerful Kenyans are, courtesy to Gen Z protests. So William Ruto has actually been grounded. Gen Zs are that powerful. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Any person watching us outside Kenya, drop a comment, let us know from which part of the globe you are watching us from. If possible, subscribe, give the video a like. The boycott confirms William Ruto's rating continentally is now coming down. And that's a very big embarrassment for him because he has been very loud and talkative. In fact, he has also been proud. I know his colleagues are now laughing at him. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you. God bless you.